Hey guys, Skittlerampage here. Welcome back to a new video. I do hope you're enjoying your day today. So what a day it has been for limited edition drops with Funko. What a day. We have so much to talk about. Now, we're going to be talking about 3 limited edition drops today. 2 from Solo Leveling, Jinwoo, as well as Tusk, and then we also have a Sonic the Hedgehog release of Chaos. And honestly, you could use Chaos to just describe this whole day. It's been nonstop craziness. Now guys, before we jump into our discussion, we do have our question of the day, which is, what is one of the coolest Funko Pops you own in your collection? And I'm gonna have to go with this Sasuke here from Child's Collectibles. The mold is just incredible, and it has a lot of weight to it. All right, so I think I wanna start off with Chaos first, since this was actually the least stressful drop of the bunch, surprisingly. So as you guys know, Chaos 1200 piece Sonic the Hedgehog Funko Shop exclusive release today. Funko actually changed it up a little bit, and they did actually have a queue today. It says, get ready for the fun. This limited edition drop is currently at full capacity. Your estimated wait time is 1 minute. Don't refresh the page or you'll lose your place in line. So I will say it was actually refreshing to see some kind of queue rather than you just having to click the same button a million times and hope that you actually get in, hope it doesn't take your points and not let you get the pop. But this is where it got interesting. You may have noticed that originally your time said 1 minute. But then, check this out, it jumps up to 3 minutes, for example. Or other people said 7 minutes, possibly even higher than that. And if you're wondering why it does that, based off the past and what I've been kind of told to my understanding is that when your time jumps up like that, it's people jumping ahead of you or cutting ahead of you. And in this specific scenario, it's bots. People with bots that are jumping ahead of you to grab it before you even get your turn. Which obviously with the Funko shop by now and all these years that have passed, bots are not surprising to anybody. We've just kind of learned to deal with it or live with it at this point. So yeah, guys, I think with the queue, it did actually make it take a little longer to sell out. So I want to say, what was it, like 2 or 3 minutes, maybe max. It sold out relatively quick. Let me know if you guys were one of the lucky ones to grab this 1200 piece exclusive though. Now, over on eBay, it is actually selling for a lot. Original retail was $40, but if you look at eBay sold listings, $250, $325, $300, $240. So it looks like it's mainly around the kind of like $250 to $300 plus range right now. Now, it is 1200 pieces, so no telling as to how high it's gonna go, or if it may kind of like, you know, go down a little bit in price as more and more people sell them. Now let's discuss Jinwoo as well as Tusk. It has been a crazy day for both of these exclusives. So covering Jinwoo first here, as you know, this was an Entertainment Earth exclusive at 9,500 pieces, but the stock was split overseas as well. So Entertainment Earth didn't get the full stock. They maybe got a couple thousand, for example. Now, I have not seen Entertainment Earth's website struggle like that in so long. It just shows that there were thousands and thousands of people on the website causing so much traffic. Like, it was absolute insanity trying to order this exclusive for everybody. If you look on every post about this pop, so many people are upset. It was just a mess today for that. Which granted, it's a limited edition release. It makes sense. This happens to so many different websites. Look at Pop Mart for most of their releases. It makes a Funko drop look like a breeze. Pop Mart is, oh my gosh. Now, while you were trying to shop for this Jinwoo exclusive, you most likely got like one of 3 errors. One being this service is unavailable, where the website just completely crashed and would not load. There was also another error where it was just kind of spinning while I was waiting to add it to cart. So it was just glitching because so many people were doing the same thing at once. And another big issue that I noticed with Jinwoo specifically was the fact that it would actually send people out an email saying that their order was placed, but they never actually saw it placed on the website, or the website would crash. So if you did get an email saying that your order was placed, you should be good. Just make sure to also check your Entertainment Earth like order section there. So basically, guys, it was a big mess because there was a lot of bots on the website. There was a lot of people going after this exclusive at the same time. There's a lot of collectors, resellers, whatever you want to call them. There's a lot of traffic on the website. Some websites can handle it, some can't. This also happens to Funko, it happens to Target, it happens to Pop Mart, it happens to every single site. So please don't take this as something new. Was the website bad though? Yes, absolutely. It was just a mess of, trying to get this exclusive. And I think it took about 30 minutes to sell out total. Something I was a little surprised about though is that they actually had a limit of 2 up for this one. I thought they would have a limit of just 1, given, they didn't get the full stock count. So it's not like they had close to 10,000. But they did have a limit of 2, and it still took half an hour to sell out because of all the issues. Now that pretty much catches you up on everything that happened with Sung Jinwoo if you weren't paying attention to the drop, or if you didn't bother and you were just curious what all the fuss was about. It was just a crazy, crazy drop trying to get this, fighting a lot of people on the website to get through. That aside though, let me know if you were able to secure this Sung Jinwoo exclusive today. So our last exclusive drop today was Tusk, also from Solo Leveling. I don't know what was worse, dealing with the website for Jinwoo or dealing with in-store and GameStop employees for Tusk. Tusk was an absolute mess of a drop, and Funko and GameStop need to coordinate better. So let's go over what happened. So the idea here with Tusk was that it was an in-store release only. They weren't dropping on the website as far as we know. And the drop was supposed to happen today. And some people were waiting as long as 5 to 6 hours in front of GameStop to hopefully secure this pop. Now here's where the first issue comes in. Not every store actually got these. You had to use their like stock check finder or whatever, and a lot of people were having issues with that to see what store had them. You had to call up GameStop or just go into your local GameStop and talk to a manager or an employee, and hopefully they give you that information. So that was, you know, an issue in itself, but the bigger issue today that started everything off and started making people mad was the fact that some stores sold them when they opened and some stores didn't sell them when they opened, saying that they weren't able to sell them yet, which was super weird because how can some stores in other states sell them and then some stores can't? That doesn't make any sense. So here's an update from Dish Trackers as to what they kind of found out from a store employee. It says GameStop has decided to delay the Tusk drop after selling at numerous stores already. Check your local GameStop on Sunday, 8/24. Some locations might do holds for those that went today. So essentially the release day that was going around for everybody and in their store system got pushed to Sunday somehow for some reason. I don't know who changed the date. Now granted, we actually ended up getting an update about an hour later stating that GameStop received a new email and can sell Tusk if they have them in, go and get it. So this just caused an issue because anybody who was waiting outside the store, even for like an hour, even if you went there an hour early versus the people who waited there 5-6 hours and possibly got nothing today because the store wouldn't sell it, and then found out an hour later that they could sell it, I wouldn't want to go back. I'd just be irritated at that point. But yeah, it's one of those things where imagine waiting that long and then the store says they can't sell it, but then they get an email from Funko an hour later saying, hey, what the heck? What are you doing? Sell the exclusive. This is the release date. So that was just a huge issue in itself and a huge waste of time for a lot of people. And it just made a lot of people mad because some stores are selling them and some weren't. Now, there are still some comments though, of people saying that GameStop still won't sell it to them because of what their system says. Maybe they didn't read their email, I have no idea. But if you go into your local GameStop, it's possible they might just put it on hold for you, considering the situation at hand and everything that's happened today. Now, on one of my posts, I did actually have someone comment this, which I found pretty interesting. It says, my GameStop claimed all of theirs were pre-orders, and they were saying that that was really shady. Now, this isn't the first comment I actually saw this. I saw similar comments on some other posts too of GameStop stores saying that, you know, they were up for pre-order or they're holding them because of pre-orders, and that just doesn't make any sense because it never went live for pre-order. I have the link. You can check the listing. It never went live. And it was strictly an in-store release right now. Maybe eventually they would have dropped it on the website, but it's supposed to be an in-store release. So that's where it was pretty interesting as to why are they saying pre-orders. The only real guess I can have about this situation is that it's possible that that manager just wanted to take the stock for themselves because again, the pre-order like story makes no sense. It never went up for pre-order. That is super weird. Now guys, funny enough, overseas collectors also had their fair share of issues with these drops today. So Funko Europe actually put out the retailers that were getting these in way after the drop, which was pretty crazy. And check out these comments on my post about it. It says, yeah, Smith toy sucks, bots get in like crazy, last Dragon Ball Z one was surprise dropped way earlier than they had posted and sold within seconds. A lot of these comments actually stated that a lot of these companies actually dropped the exclusives earlier than they normally were supposed to. All the way at the bottom says, yes, they were available for me this morning on Funside apparently. Shame the news came at 6 p.m. when everything was already sold out. So the main concerns with international collectors and why they're upset is that Funko's dropping this information super late, which I absolutely agree. Why are you dropping it day of around the same time it's dropping? We need this information a week or at the very least, a day before so people can appropriately like plan for this. Funko is so bad at relaying information, it's just insane. Now, on the off chance, if you're curious what Tusk and Jinwoo are actually going for on eBay right now, it looks like Tusk has a lot of like $100 to $120 sales, and then Jinwoo is relatively the same with a couple lower ones mixed in. All in all, guys, I would say Chaos pretty much went as expected, kind of like what you would expect with a Funko Shop release. You know, if you missed out on it, you just knew a lot of people were actually going after it. Jinwoo was more rough because there were so many people after it, and Entertainment Earth's website was just absolutely crashing to the point where you couldn't even load to get on the website itself. At least you could get on the Funko Shop for Chaos. And then Tusk was just a huge waste of time for a lot of people, international and here. I don't really know at this point what the best way is to drop these LE exclusives. It seems like the Funko Shop, you're getting a decent chance, especially now that they're putting in a queue. There are still bots everywhere because, you know, it's happening on Entertainment Earth, Toy Temple's website, Chalice's website, Funko's website too. So it's happening everywhere. A lot of people seem to really like the Whatnot drop method too. A lot of people don't like Whatnot. So it's one of those things where how do you make the majority happy here when everybody hates something for a different reason, you know? With Whatnot though, it seems like it was the better of all of them other than the Funko Shop if we're just talking about like smaller retailer drops. But that's just my opinion, just based off like witnessing the drop and seeing how it went. Not saying that Goku's gonna be much better. Goku's gonna be a nightmare on even. But yeah, I don't know what the best option here is. I am very curious how everybody feels on how you think these exclusives should be dropped, whether it's on the Funko Shop, whether it's on Whatnot, whether it's in-store releases, because so far every single method has made a lot of people angry. I don't know though, guys. That's pretty much all I have to say about these LE drops today. Let me know your thoughts and opinions and, you know, how you did today, your frustrations. Drop those comments down below. One note that I really want to give to Funko is please give us appropriate information, please, because they said nothing about this drop from GameStop on their own social medias with Tusk. I don't even think GameStop posted it. So without like the news pages sharing it, how are you supposed to know about these? Funko, do better with the information sharing. Do you want your products sold? I mean, granted, they're selling out either way, but you guys get what I mean. They need to do better as a company and from a social media standpoint. Do better with your international releases, with your overseas collectors. Please stop taking them for granted. It's such a big market over there and you're just frustrating them all the time. Do better. Give them information a week before. Oh my gosh. Well guys, that pretty much wraps up today's news video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, please do hit that like button down below and subscribe and click that notification bell if you're new here. I do want to end off the video here by saying a big shout out to all the awesome Patreon supporters of the channel. You guys are amazing for supporting myself and the channel. If you guys are interested and want to check out the Patreon, the link is down below. We have a Patreon and Discord where we share a lot of information, news, restocks, updates, links, and more. And finally, make sure to follow me on all my social medias at Skittlerampage over on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and my Facebook page. So you can stay up to date. All right, love you guys. See you guys in the next one. See you guys later. Bye.